Void was always silent, empty, dead, but today it burned. 2 alien empires, 3 days of war, thousands of ships locked in a battle that had no end. The Zorg, firing plasma that melted steel in seconds. The Krell, launching iron bolts that shattered armor like glass. Neither side would surrender. Neither side could win. And then space tore open. Not a clean jump, not a normal warp. This was different. This was violent. A massive tear ripped through reality itself. Purple, black. Crackling with energy that shouldn't exist. And something came through. A ship, but not like theirs. No glowing shields, no elegant curves, just a massive block of dark gray metal. Scarred, ugly, silent, 3 times larger than their biggest flagship. The aliens stopped firing. Every weapon went cold. Every eye turned to stare. What is that? The Krell commander laughed nervously. It's dead, just drifting junk. So he fired. One warning shot, a red bolt of pure energy. It hit the strange ship directly. Ting, the laser bounced off. Not a scratch, not even a mark. Inside that ship, a man sat holding a cup of coffee. Captain Yi looked at his screen, looked at the hundreds of alien warships surrounding him, and he smiled. They just made, he said softly, a very big mistake. The cannons slid out, heavy, metal, brutal, one shot fired. The Krell flagship, shattered. The aliens froze in terror. And Captain Yi asked the galaxy one simple question: who wants to be next? Entire galaxy froze when a mysterious human warship appeared mid-battle. Part 1. The dark void of deep space was usually silent and empty. But today, the void was full of fire, noise, and death. 2 massive alien armadas were locked in a brutal war. They had been fighting for 3 days without stopping. On one side were the Zorg. Their ships were round, green, and looked like giant glowing beetles. They fired beams of hot green plasma that melted steel in seconds. On the other side were the Krell. Their ships were sharp, red, and shaped like angry triangles. They fired bolts of red ion energy that smashed through armor plates. Explosions lit up the darkness. Broken pieces of metal floated everywhere. It was a stalemate. Both sides were losing ships, but neither side would give up. Commander Zar stood on the bridge of the Zorg flagship. He was tall, with green skin and 4 eyes. He looked at his tactical screen with worry. "Report," he shouted over the noise of alarms. "Shields are down to 20%, his pilot yelled back. "The Krell are pushing us back. We cannot hold them much longer." Across the battlefield, Admiral Glip of the Krell smiled. He was short, blue, and cruel. "Destroy them all," Glip ordered his fleet. "Leave no survivors. We will win this day." The battle reached its peak. Beams crossed in the dark. Engines roared. Then suddenly everything changed. In the exact middle of the chaos, space tore open. It was not a normal warp jump. Normal jumps were blue and clean. This tear was purple, black, and violent. It looked like an ugly wound in the universe. Lightning crackled silently around the hole. The fighting stopped instantly. Zorg ships ceased firing. Krell ships stopped moving. Every sensor and every eye turned to look at the tear. Something huge came out. It was a ship, but it looked like nothing the aliens had ever seen. It was not elegant. It was not glowing with energy fields. It was a massive block of dark gray metal. It was scarred, scratched, and ugly. It looked like a giant flying brick. It was 3 times the size of the Zorg flagship. The mysterious ship had no visible shields. It had no fancy glowing engines. It just floated there, dark and silent like a sleeping monster. "What is that?" whispered Commander Zar. "Unknown vessel," said his computer. "No match in any database. Technology level unknown." Inside the dark ship, the air was cool and smelled of recycled oxygen. The lights were dim. Captain Yi sat in the command chair. He was a human male with short black hair and tired eyes. He wore a simple gray uniform. In his hand, he held a white mug. Steam rose from the mug. It smelled like fresh coffee. "Status report," Captain Yi said softly. His voice was calm, contrasting with the war outside. Tactical Officer Hana turned in her chair. She had sharp eyes and her black hair was tied back tight. Her fingers danced fast on her keyboard. "We have exited the slip space stream, Captain," Hana said efficiently. "Sensors detect a massive battle. 2 distinct alien fleets. They have ceased fire. They are scanning us now." "Let them scan," Yi said. He took a slow sip of his coffee. "It is good to be back in normal space." Engineer Wu's voice crackled over the intercom. He sounded grumpy as always. "Captain, the jump drive is hot. I need an hour to cool it down. We are stuck here until then." "Understood, Wu," Yi replied. "Keep the reactor steady." Medical Officer Bora walked onto the bridge, checking a digital tablet. She spoke with a gentle voice. "Crew vitals are stable, Captain. Just a little jump sickness. Nothing bad." "Good," Yi said. Outside, the aliens were confused and afraid. The Zorg commander looked at his readings. "Their energy output is 0, Zar said. "That ship is dead. It is just a piece of drifting junk." "It is blocking my path," growled the Krell admiral. "Fire a warning shot. Move that debris." A single red ion bolt shot out from a Krell destroyer. It flew across space and hit the side of the human ship. Ting, the laser bounced off. It did not burn. It did not explode. It just reflected away into space. The gray metal of the human ship did not even have a scratch. The aliens gasped. "Impossible," said Zar. "Direct hit. No damage. They have no shields," said his pilot, trembling. but their armor, it reflects energy. It is too dense. Bridge of the human ship, a red light blinked silently. Captain, Hana said. Her voice went cold. They fired at us. Captain Yi put his coffee cup down. The calm look left his face. His eyes became hard. Is there damage? He asked. None, said Hana. The paint is barely scratched, but it was a hostile act. Yi sighed and rubbed his temples. We just wanted to pass through. Why do they always shoot first? Because they do not know who we are, said Bora softly. They will learn, said Yi. Pressed a button on his chair arm. Wu, bring the main guns online, the kinetic drivers. Finally, Wu said over the radio with a laugh. I was getting bored. The alien sensors screamed. The dead ship was waking up. Massive heat signatures appeared. On the side of the gray ship, heavy metal plates moved. Giant gun barrels slid out. They were not energy weapons. They were cannons. Big, long, solid cannons. They use projectile weapons, laughed the Krell admiral. Primitives, they throw rocks at us. Hail them, Yi ordered. Hana opened a channel. Channel open, Captain. This is Captain Yi of the Terran Union ship Nomad, Yi said. His voice boomed in every alien cockpit. You fired on my ship. That was a mistake. I am Admiral Glip, the alien shouted back. Surrender your vessel or be destroyed. Your primitive guns cannot hurt us. We have energy shields. Yi looked at Hana. He smiled a small, dangerous smile. Hana, Yi said. Target the loud one. Target locked, Hana said instantly. Fire one round, Yi said. Solid slug. The ship shook once. A deep thud vibrated through the floor. From the cannon, a solid tungsten slug fired. It moved at incredible speed. It did not use energy. It used pure force. The slug flew across the void. It hit the Krell ship's energy shield. The shield was designed to stop lasers, not solid metal moving this fast. The shield shattered like glass. The slug continued. It smashed into the Krell ship. It punched a clean hole through the front and out the back. The Krell ship crumpled. It drifted, dead and broken. Silence fell over the battlefield again. The primitive rock had destroyed a capital ship in one shot. Target neutralized, Hana said. Captain Yi picked up his coffee again. He looked at the screen full of terrified alien ships. Now, Yi said to the frozen galaxy. Who wants to be next? The dark space lit up with a sudden, brilliant flash. Captain Yi sat calmly in his chair. He held his warm coffee cup with both hands. He did not look worried. He looked at the main screen. The alien ships were very close. They were shiny and advanced, but Yi knew something they did not know. Tactical Officer Hana, Captain Yi said quietly. Are the main cannons ready? Hana nodded. Her fingers moved fast over her screen. Yes, Captain, the kinetic slugs are loaded. Target lock is set on the lead Zorg ship. Fire, Yi said. He took a sip of his coffee. The human ship, the Void Walker, shook one time. It was a heavy, deep vibration. From the front of the ship, two large metal objects shot out. They were not lasers. They were not plasma beams. They were simple, heavy pieces of tungsten metal. They moved faster than the eye could see. On the Zorg flagship, the alien commander laughed. Foolish primitives. Their weapons possess no energy signature. Our shields will stop anything. The commander was wrong. Zorg shields were designed to stop energy weapons like lasers. They were not designed to stop a 10-ton block of metal moving at half the speed of light. The metal slug hit the Zorg shield. It did not bounce off. It did not explode. It simply punched through. The shield shattered like glass. The metal slug continued forward. It smashed into the Zorg ship. The entire front of the alien vessel crumpled. Metal twisted and broke. Silence filled the battlefield. Target destroyed, Hana reported. Her voice was flat and professional. Engineer Wu grunted from his station. Recoil stabilizers are holding, Captain. That shot barely heated the barrels. We can fire again immediately. The Krell fleet stopped shooting. The Zorg fleet stopped moving. Every alien sensor was focused on the burning wreck of the Zorg leader's ship. They had never seen such raw, brutal power. It was not elegant. It was simple destruction. Medical Officer Bora walked onto the bridge. She checked the crew's vital signs on a small tablet. Heart rates are steady, Captain. No stress detected. Good, Yi said. Hana, target the nearest Krell ship next. Let us show them we are fair. The Voidwalker turned slowly. Its heavy cannons aimed at the Krell fleet. The Krell commander screamed orders in panic. Evasive maneuvers, run, their weapons ignore our shields. But it was too late. The human ship fired again. Thump. Another heavy vibration shook the floor. Another metal slug flew through the void. It struck a Krell destroyer. The ship broke in half instantly. Both alien fleets were now in total chaos. They forgot their war with each other. They were terrified of this new gray ship. They began to turn their ships around. They wanted to run away. Captain, Hana said, they are retreating. Should we pursue? Captain Yi watched the fleeing ships on the screen. He finished his coffee. No, let them run. We have sent our message. Suddenly, the ship's sensors beeped loudly. A red light flashed on Hana's console. Wait, Captain, new contacts. Both fleets are stopping. They are turning back around. They are powering all weapons. Yi frowned. Why? They are not aiming at each other, Hana said, her voice tight. They are all aiming at us, hundreds of ships locking on. The dark space between the stars suddenly turned into a sea of fire. The cliffhanger was over and the war had truly begun, or so the aliens thought. Hundreds of alien ships fired at the exact same moment. The Zorg fleet fired their green laser beams. The beams cut through the darkness like long, deadly spears. The Krell fleet fired their red plasma bolts. The bolts flew like angry comets. Missiles left long trails of gray smoke as they raced toward the single human ship. It was the biggest coordinated attack in the history of the galaxy. The weapons hit their target. A massive explosion lit up the void. It was brighter than a star. It was so bright that sensors on ships far away went blind. The silent explosion created a giant ball of pure energy. Orange, green, and red fire swirled together. It looked like a storm that could destroy a planet. The Zorg commander smiled. The Krell leader cheered. Nothing could survive that much power. Not a moon, not a planet, and definitely not one strange ship. The light slowly faded. The smoke drifted away into the vacuum of space. The alien cheers stopped instantly. The human ship was still there. It was floating exactly where it was before. Its black metal hull was shiny and clean. There was no burn mark. There was no scratch. It looked perfect. Inside the bridge of the human ship, Captain Yi sat in his comfortable chair. He held a white ceramic cup in his hand. He took a slow sip. The coffee was hot and tasted like roasted nuts. He sighed happily. "Report," Captain Yi said softly. He did not look worried. Officer Hana looked at her blue screens. Her fingers moved fast over the glass panel. "Shield status is 100%, Captain," she said. Her voice was calm and professional. "The attack drained our energy by 0.01%. The reactor recharged it in a microsecond. We have 0 damage. The paint is not even scratched." Engineer Wu grunted from his station in the back. He looked grumpy. "They are wasting my time," Wu complained. "Those weapons are like flashlights. They just make us warm. Can I turn down the shield power?" "It is boring to run them at full power for this. Keep them up, Wu," Yi said with a small smile. Suddenly, a new voice spoke up. It was loud and excited. "Captain, Captain," it was Pilot Yuna. She sat at the front of the bridge. She was young and full of energy. She bounced in her seat. She loved flying more than anything. Her hands were gripping the flight controls tightly. "Can we move now?" Yuna asked eagerly. "Please, standing still is so boring. I want to show them what this ship can really do. Let me fly, let me dance." Captain Yi looked at the main screen. The alien fleets were confused. They were trying to reload their weapons, but they were slow. He thought for a moment. "No more shooting," Captain Yi ordered. He put his coffee cup down. "We made our point with the guns earlier. We do not want to kill everyone here. We are not monsters. We are explorers." He looked at the back of Yuna's head. "Yuna, you have permission. Give them a demonstration. Show them our speed. Show them how we move. But do not fire a single shot. Just dance for them." "Yes, sir," Yuna yelled. She grinned wide. Yuna's fingers flew across her control panel like she was playing a piano. She pulled the main lever back. The human ship vanished. To the aliens, it looked like magic. The massive human warship didn't just accelerate. It blinked. 1 second, it was in front of them. The next second, it was 5 miles away, behind the Zorg flagship. The Zorg sensors screamed warning alarms. Then the ship moved again. It zipped down below the Krell fleet. It flew in a perfect circle around a Krell destroyer. It was moving so fast that it looked like a solid black ring. The ship did a loop-de-loop in the middle of the battlefield. It defied the laws of physics. No engine should be able to move a heavy ship that fast. No crew should survive the G-force of those turns. But the humans had gravity control. Inside the ship, Captain Yi didn't even spill his coffee. The alien crews watched in terror. They felt sick. They could not track the enemy. Their targeting computers failed. They tried to lock their weapons, but the human ship was never there. It was a ghost. Yuna laughed as she flew. She stopped the ship instantly, going from light speed to 0 in a second. She parked the ship right in the middle of both fleets again. "Show is over, Captain," Yuna said happily. Alien ships were frozen. They were too scared to shoot again. They realized they were fighting gods. The bridge door opened. A tall man walked in. He wore a very nice, clean suit. He looked friendly but sharp. This was Ambassador T. He was the man who spoke for Earth. "That was quite a show," Ambassador T said. He stood next to the captain. "Are they listening?" "They are now," Captain Yi said. "Open all frequencies, Hana. Let's say hello." Officer Hana pressed a large red button. "Channel open, sir." Broadcasting to every ship in the sector. Captain Yi leaned forward toward the microphone. His face was serious now. The entire galaxy was listening. "This is Captain Yi of Earth," he said. His voice echoed on every alien bridge. "We need to talk." The silence in space was heavy. On the bridge of the human ship, Captain Yi waited. He lifted his white mug and took a slow sip of coffee. The dark liquid was hot and bitter. He liked it that way. On the main view screen, 2 alien faces stared back at him. One was Lord Vark of the Zorg Empire. He had green, scaly skin and large yellow eyes. The other was Commander Zal of the Krell Alliance. He looked like a statue made of gray rock. Both were powerful leaders. Both commanded hundreds of ships, but right now they looked like frightened children. "Did you hear me?" Captain Yi asked calmly. His voice echoed through the speakers of every ship in the sector. "I said this is Earth. We need to talk." Lord Vark finally spoke. His voice was shaking with rage and confusion. "Earth, that is impossible. That is a myth for children. The humans destroyed themselves 1,000 years ago. Your planet is nothing but ash." Commander Zal nodded his heavy head. Yes, we scanned your system. There is no life there. You cannot be human. This is a trick. Captain Yi smiled. It was a cold smile. He pointed to the man standing next to him. This is Ambassador T. He can explain. Ambassador T stepped forward. He straightened his tie. He looked friendly, but his eyes were sharp. Greetings, T said smoothly. It is not a trick. We are very real, and we have been watching you for a very long time. The aliens looked confused. Watching, Vark asked. From where our sensors see everything. Not everything, T corrected him gently. We learned to hide. After our last great war, we decided to disappear. We built a shield around our solar system. It tricks sensors. To you, it looks like dead space, but inside we are alive. We are building. Pilot Yuna laughed quietly in her seat. They really thought we were ghosts, she whispered. Quiet, Yuna, Tactical Officer Hana said. Her fingers flew across her console. Stay focused. Their weapons are still hot. Engineer Wu grunted from his station. Let them shoot. I reinforced the hull plating this morning. Their lasers are like weak flashlights. On the screen, Commander Zal slammed his fist down. Why reveal yourselves now? You hid for 1,000 years. Why come out today? Captain Yi put his coffee cup down. The sound was loud in the quiet bridge. Because you are too loud, Yi said firmly. Your war is messy. You destroy planets. We tolerated it for centuries, but today you almost hit one of our listening posts. We did not know, Vark yelled. Not anymore, Ambassador T said. The Council of Earth has decided. The war stops today. The two alien leaders looked at each other. They were enemies, but now they agreed on one thing. They did not like being told what to do. And if we say no, Zal challenged them. You are just one ship. You cannot stop an entire fleet. Captain Yi sighed. He looked at Officer Hana. Hana, show them. Hana pressed a red button. The screen changed to a map of the galaxy. Suddenly, thousands of red dots appeared. They surrounded the alien fleets. Those are not stars, Yi explained. Those are human dreadnoughts. They are decloaking right now. The alien faces turned pale. Fear replaced their anger. They finally realized the truth. They were not the hunters anymore. They were the prey. We do not want to fight, Ambassador T added, but we will enforce the peace. Suddenly, a loud, screaming alarm rang on the human bridge. Red emergency lights flashed. Captain, Officer Hana shouted. Her voice was panic-stricken. I am detecting a massive energy spike. It is not the Zorg. It is not the Krell. Engineer Wu looked at his monitor. Dings are off the scale. It is coming from the dark moon behind us. Captain Yi stood up quickly. What is it? It is opening, Hana gasped. A dimensional portal. The main screen shifted. It showed the dark moon cracking open like an egg. A black metal hand the size of a city reached out from the center of the moon. It was not a ship. It was a giant mechanical being. The noise, Yi whispered. Our battle woke it up. The giant mechanical hand squeezed the moon. Rock crumbled into dust. The dark portal in the sky grew wider. A massive body pulled itself out of the dimensional hole. It was a robot, but it was bigger than any city. It was an ancient war machine. Its metal skin was dark and covered in strange glowing symbols. It looked like a demon made of steel. Captain Yi put down his coffee cup. His hand shook just a little. Shields up, he said quietly. Maximum power. The giant machine turned its head. It did not care about Zorg ships or Krell ships. Not care about humans. It hated everything alive. Its eyes glowed red. Suddenly, beams of dark energy shot from its chest. 3 Zorg cruisers exploded instantly. They vanished in silent flashes of light. 2 Krell destroyers tried to run, but the machine swatted them like flies. They smashed into pieces against its arm. It is attacking everyone, Officer Hana yelled. Her calm voice was gone. It targets anything with an energy signature. We cannot fight this alone, Captain Yi said. He looked at the screen. The alien fleets were in chaos. They were dying. The Zorg and Krell were panicked. They fired wildly, hitting each other instead of the monster. Ambassador T, Yi ordered. Open a channel to everyone, all frequencies. Tell them to stop shooting each other. If we do not work together, we all die today. T nodded fast. His face was pale. Attention all ships. Attention Lord Vark and Commander Zal. This is Earth. Cease fire immediately. Form up on our dreadnoughts. We will cover you. On the screen, Lord Vark looked terrified. His green scales were gray with fear. It eats our shields, Vark screamed. Our weapons do nothing. Listen to me, Captain Yi shouted. Our kinetic weapons can hurt it. Your energy weapons can weaken its armor. We must combine our fire, Commander Zal grunted. The Rockman looked at his burning fleet. We have no choice, Zal rumbled. We follow the humans. The battle changed. It was no longer 3 armies. It was one desperate team. The human dreadnoughts moved to the front. Their thick armor absorbed the dark energy beams. Behind them, the Zorg and Krell ships gathered. Engineer Wu, give me a scan, Yi yelled. I am trying, Wu yelled back. Its energy is strange. Wait, I see something. There is a blue light in its chest, under the armor plates. That is the power core. Officer Hana, target that core, Yi commanded. Pilot Yuna, get your fighters out there. Distract it. Woohoo, let's go. Yuna cheered. She launched her fighter. Hundreds of human drones followed her. Zorg fighters and Krell bombers joined the formation. It was a swarm of mixed ships. The giant machine swung its arms. Yuna dodged a massive metal fist. She flew right past the machine's face. The alien ships followed her lead. They buzzed around the giant like angry bees. The machine was slow. It tried to catch them but missed. Now, Yi ordered. All ships fire at the chest. The human dreadnoughts fired their heavy cannons. Boom. Boom, boom, the solid metal slugs hit the machine's chest. The impact was huge. The dark armor cracked. Sparks flew into space. Armor is broken, Hana reported. Shields are down on its chest. Zorg, Krell, fire everything, Yi shouted. Green lasers and red plasma poured into the crack. The giant machine roared. It was a sound that shook the ship's bones. The blue light in its chest flickered. It was hurt. For the first time, the ancient enemy stumbled back. It is working, Ambassador T cried out. We are winning, Medical Officer Bora ran onto the bridge. We have wounded from the fighter wings, she said quickly. But they are still fighting. The aliens are protecting our pilots. It was true. A Zorg ship took a hit meant for Yuna. A Krell destroyer pushed a damaged human ship to safety. Former enemies were saving each other. One more volley, Yi said. Prepare the main cannon. We will finish this. The human ship charged its biggest gun. The barrel glowed white-hot. The Zorg and Krell ships moved aside to clear the path. They were ready to end the nightmare. But then the giant machine stopped moving. It raised both hands high. The dark portal in the moon did not close. Instead, it turned purple. Then it turned red. Then it turned black. Sir, Officer Hana whispered. Her face went white. Readings are spiking. They are off the scale. The portal rippled. Another mechanical hand came out, then another, then 3 more. It is not dying, Engineer Wu said, his voice full of horror. It was calling for help. 6 more giant machines began to pull themselves out of the moon. The first machine laughed. It was a terrible metallic sound. Its chest glowed bright again. It had only been stalling for time. Captain Yi looked at the new enemies. 1 was bad enough. 7 was impossible. Oh no, Yi whispered. The 7 giant machines moved forward together. Their heavy metal steps seemed to shake space itself. The alien fleets were terrified. The Zorg and Krell ships tried to back away, but they were trapped against the moon. Captain, said Officer Hana, her face was steady. We cannot fight 7 of them directly. Our guns are not strong enough to break all their shields. Captain Yi took a slow sip of his coffee. He looked calm. We do not need to fight them with guns, he said. We will fight them with physics. We will use their own weight against them. He pressed a button. Officer Rin, are you ready? A new face appeared on the screen. It was Intelligence Officer Rin. She sat in a dark room full of floating blue data streams. She rarely spoke, but she saw everything. Yes, Captain, Rin whispered. I have analyzed their communication. They talk using gravity waves. If we break that link, they will get confused. Engineer Wu, Yi called out. Are the gravity anchors ready? Ready, grumbled Engineer Wu. I built them for moving asteroids, not fighting gods. But yes, they will work. Just don't blame me if the ship shakes. Pilot Yuna, Yi said. You must fly very close to them. Yuna grinned. That is the fun part, Captain. Ambassador T, Yi commanded. Tell our alien friends to distract the machines. Ambassador T spoke to Lord Vark and Commander Zal. Do not shoot the machines. Shoot the space between them. Create a wall of energy. The plan began. The Zorg and Krell ships flew in wild circles. They fired lasers into the empty space. Bright explosions filled the void. The 7 machines stopped, confused by the blinding light. Suddenly, Yuna dove the human ship straight at the middle machine. The giant robot raised a massive hand to crush them. Now, shouted Yi. Engineer Wu pulled a lever. The ship fired 4 silver spikes. The gravity anchors hit 4 different machines. Activate, Rin whispered. Suddenly, gravity twisted violently. Up became down, left became right. The machines stumbled. 2 of them crashed into each other with a massive metal boom. Their shields died. It is working, yelled Medical Officer Bora, watching the scanners. Their signals are broken. They cannot see us. The machines were clumsy now, flailing like puppets with tangled strings. The alien fleets cheered. The monsters looked weak. We have them, Hana said, smiling. But then the dark moon behind the machines began to glow deep red. A voice, old and angry, spoke inside everyone's mind. Enough GAMES, the voice boomed. The 7 machines stopped moving. They ignored the ships. They all turned their heads to look far away. They were looking toward Earth. The return of the harvesters, the ancient voice boomed inside everyone's mind. Enough GAMES. We are the harvesters. Your civilizations are ripe. The 7 giant machines stopped fighting. They turned away from the moon and looked toward Earth. Suddenly they moved. They were incredibly fast. They flew toward the blue planet like meteors. Captain Yi stood on the bridge. His coffee cup was empty. He finally understood the truth. We didn't hide Earth to protect ourselves from the Zorg or the Krell, he whispered. Our ancestors built the shield to hide us from them. The crew moved instantly. Officer Hana's fingers flew across her screens. Captain. They will reach Earth's orbit in 3 minutes. Engineer Wu, activate all weapons, Yi ordered. Pilot Yuna, get us between them and Earth. Now, Medical Officer Bora ran to the medical bay to prepare for casualties. Ambassador T opened a channel to the alien fleets. Do not follow us, this is our fight. But the aliens did not listen. Lord Vark's voice came through the speakers. The Zorg do not run from demons. Then Commander Zal spoke. The Krell stand with the humans. Captain Yi watched the screen. Thousands of human dreadnoughts decloaked around Earth. They formed a massive wall of steel. Behind them, the Zorg and Krell fleets joined the line. The entire galaxy stood united for the first time in history. The secret of the moon, the battle began. It was chaos. The harvesters fired beams of black energy. Human ships exploded. Zorg ships burned. Krell ships shattered into dust. But the line held. We can't stop them forever, Hana shouted. Their armor is regenerating too fast. Engineer Wu slammed his fist on his console. Captain, it is time to use the stellar cannon. Everyone froze. The what? Yuna asked. The humans did not just build a shield while we were hiding, Wu explained quickly. We built a weapon. It is built inside Earth's moon. It uses the power of the sun itself, but it needs a target. Suddenly, Officer Rin spoke. She had been quiet, analyzing the data. I found it. The harvesters are controlled by a single signal. It is coming from the dark moon behind us. That is their nest. Captain Yi looked at the tactical map. The dark moon was pulsating with red light. If we destroy that moon, we destroy all the machines instantly. There is a problem, Wu said grimly. The stellar cannon is powerful. If we fire it at the dark moon, the explosion will be massive. Anyone near that moon will die. Yi looked at his crew. He looked at the alien fleets fighting bravely. He knew what had to be done. One last flight, Ambassador T spoke to the alien commanders. Pull back, all Zorg and Krell ships. Move behind Earth immediately. We will handle this. The aliens were confused, but they trusted T. They retreated. I need to fly a shuttle to the dark moon, Pilot Yuna said. She stood up. I have to place a targeting beacon so the stellar cannon doesn't miss. I'll go alone. No, Captain Yi said. He put down his coffee cup. We are a crew. We go together. We protect Earth together, Officer Bora added softly. They ran to the shuttle bay. The main ship stayed behind on autopilot to distract the harvesters. The small shuttle launched. Yuna flew like a demon. She dodged debris and energy beams. She flew straight into a crack in the dark moon. Planting the beacon now, Hana yelled. Wu activated the device. Beacon active, targeting locked. Get us out of here, Yuna, Yi shouted. Yuna pulled the shuttle up. They shot out of the moon just as the signal reached Earth. On the real moon, a massive metal door opened. A beam of pure white light, brighter than 10 stars, shot across space. It hit the dark moon directly. Crack. The dark moon didn't just explode. It vanished in a wave of white fire. The shockwave hit the shuttle. The lights went out. The crew was thrown across the room. Then silence. On the screens, the 7 harvester machines simply stopped. Their red lights turned off. They drifted lifelessly in space like dead metal toys. A new dawn hours later, the shuttle drifted back to the main fleet. They were alive, battered and bruised, but alive. Space was quiet. The threat was gone. Lord Vark and Commander Zal boarded Captain Yi's ship personally. The giant lizard and the rockman bowed to the human captain. You saved us all, Vark said. That day, history changed. On the bridge of the human warship, the Zorg Empire and the Krell Federation signed a peace treaty. Ambassador T stood between them, smiling. Earth is officially joining the galactic community, he announced. We will not hide anymore. The humans shared their technology. They helped rebuild the destroyed alien worlds. Officer Rin confirmed that the harvesters were gone forever. Their signal was dead. Pilot Yuna became a legend. Alien pilots painted her name on their ships for good luck. Engineer Wu was very grumpy because he had to fix thousands of broken ships, but secretly he was proud. Medical Officer Bora led a team of doctors to heal the wounded Zorg and Krell soldiers. They learned that humans were kind healers, not just warriors. A new galactic council was formed. The humans were named the protectors of the peace. The endless stars. 1 week later, Captain Yi stood on the repaired bridge. The stars looked different now. They didn't look scary. They looked welcoming. He took a sip of fresh coffee. It was hot and perfect. Officer Hana walked up to him. She looked at the view screen. Earth was glowing blue and beautiful below them. Ships from 100 different species were flying around it peacefully. The war is over, Captain, Hana said. The galaxy is safe. We have no enemies left to fight. She looked at him. What do we do now? Captain Yi smiled. It was a genuine, warm smile. He looked at his crew. Wu was complaining about a fuse. Yuna was laughing with a Zorg pilot on the comms. Bora was checking her medical supplies. Rin was scanning a new nebula. T was writing a speech. Now, Yi said, looking out at the endless sea of stars, now we explore together, all of us. The mystery of the humans was over. The legend of their friendship had just begun.